we export, a fourth to a third of our soybean crop is exported to China. Right behind soybeans, we exported a tremendous amount of cotton to China. And then after that, we exported a little bit of corn that, for the last 5 years has largely been displaced by sorghum exports. But you get beyond those three crops, and what are we sending to China?
Bart Fisher is the co-director of the Agricultural and Food Policy Center at Texas A&M.
We're not sending much of anything. On beef, we were largely boxed out of China prior to the Trump administration coming in. We were boxed out since 2003 with the BSE scare here. On poultry, they used the high-path avian influenza outbreak back in the 2013-14 time frame to largely implement a nationwide ban on poultry imports from the United States. You look at rice, what are we sending on rice? Virtually nothing. What are we sending on wheat? They're not even living up to the TRQ commitment they made on wheat. Just tick down through the list and we've got a number of problems, and that's just on market access.
Fisher says there are also a litany of problems with biotechnology. After years of complaining, the Office of U.S. Trade Representative also launched a case in the WTO charging that China was over-subsidizing its corn, rice, and wheat producers.
They're allowed up to 8.5% of the value of the crop on their producers. USTR in that filing alleged that they blew through their commitments by $100 billion just on those three crops. It's how do you strike this balance then between knowing we are sending them some stuff, but that there's this entire ledger full of things that they're doing that are largely indefensible.
Hopes are that phase one of the new trade agreement that President Trump signed January 15th will begin to address these issues. I'm Shel Winkley, looking at Central Texas agriculture from the ground up.
From the Ground Up is sponsored by Producers Cooperative, proudly serving agriculture since 1943.